Mi gente, welcome. My name is Coach Alvin, and today's mobility session is meant to be short. It's a 10-minute, and it's meant to get you prepped and mobile and warmed up for your next workout session. So if you're at your house or at the gym, let's get ready to roll. Find some space, get a mat, and let's start on a quadruped position. So hands under your shoulders, knees right under your hips, and begin by rocking back and forth, looking to mobilize and stretch out the wrists. If this is too easy, bring your hands closer to your knees. Start tuning in with your breath, being mindful of the breathing and your movements. It's very important to synchronize your breath and be mindful of your breath throughout any movement, throughout any exercise. Flip your hands, fingers pointing at your knees. This one's a little more aggressive. And to make this one a little more intense, scoot your hands further away from your knees. Okay, we'll switch those hands back forward and start rounding through your back for cat-cow. Exhale through your cat, tuck your tailbone under, around your back, press the ground away, and arch your back into cow and breathe in. Flowing between these two, linking up your breath with each part of the movement. All right, looking good. Now let's start by opening up the knees a bit more, feet together, hips back into your heels. Keep pushing into your heels and slowly slide your hands forward for a child's pose. You can rest your forehead on the ground or keep it elevated. Forehead on the ground is a little more restful. Forearms on the ground, same. But if you want to make this more active, get your elbows off the floor and your hand, and you can start swaying left to right. Okay, tuck your toes under and come up into a high plank. Things to look for here is hands under your shoulders. Press the ground away so you feel that space in between your shoulder blades. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, squeeze your core. Round that upper back. And slowly come down, elbows to your ribs, 90 degrees, shift forwards just a tiny bit. And chest up for an upward dog. Slowly come up. Hips up and back for a downward dog. And start cycling it out. Start walking the dog here. You should feel this through your hamstrings, through your calves. And it doesn't matter if you can't reach your heels to the ground. I'm not quite there yet. It's your practice. You do what feels good and what your abilities are. This is meant to get you warmed up, get you mobile, so you're able to feel and move well. Now slowly start walking your hands towards your feet into a forward fold. So a tiny bend through your knees, chest close to your quads. If this is a bit challenging, bend your knees a bit more so you can ground your hands. If this is easy, feel free to lengthen your legs and straighten them out. And slowly start swaying left to right. Tune back in with the breath if you feel like you lost it. And slowly come all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders back. Get some twists in left to right. Pivot through your feet with your twists. And back center. Take a big step with your right foot for a warrior two position. Lining up both of your heels, pressing through the outside of your left foot, extending your arms, or you can keep them at your hips, whatever you feel comfortable with. Or at your sides. This is your practice, guys. Make it your own, but the goal here is to move, to get loose, and one big cue is to look inside of your knee. You should be able to see your whole foot or all of your toes. If you can't see them, just push your knee out. Okay, from warrior two position, bring your left arm behind your lower back. Right arm reaches up. And one more breath here. And come back to warrior two. Swing your arms inside, your right arm inside of your right thigh, left hand stacked over your shoulder. Push into your knee. And slowly, if you can, bring your hand down to the floor. If this is too challenging, come back up to where you were. Slowly bring that left hand to meet the right, pivot your back toe, and right arm reaches up to the sky. Push that right knee away from your rib cage. Keep your hips low, chest high. Press the ground away through your left hand. Tune back in with your breath here. And right hand inside of the right foot. Pivot your back left toe, left foot, and left hand reaches over back to where we started. Come up to your warrior two. Point both of your toes forward. For a wide stance, you can go a little wider if you feel free to, if you're feeling it. If you really want to get those inner hips, inner thighs. All right, and slowly bring your hips down, or bring your upper body down, hands to ground, or hands on the thighs if that's a little too challenging. But if you want to bring it up one more notch, forearms to ground, and go a little wider. Okay, hands to the mat. Heel toe, come a little bit more narrow. Come all the way up, and we're gonna get ready for that deep squat. So as you come down, press your knees out. If you can, elbows tucked inside of your knees, pressing into the knees so you open up your hips. This is great practice for your squat. If you notice that you're not as low, that's totally okay. Use your arms to push your knees out. And if you are pretty low, hang tight, shift left to right, feel those hips opening up, and we'll come up for 5 squats. 1, controlled, 2, as low as you can, 3, pressing the knees out as you drop, last one, and 5, okay? Now we'll start the warrior pose on the left. Again, lining up your heels with each other. See the toes inside of the knee, extend your body. Right hand behind your lower back, left arm reaches up. Back to warrior two with the forward reach, inside of the hip. Reach the left hand down to the ground. Pivot your back foot and right hand meets the left. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Hips low, chest high. Press through the right hand. Left hand meets the right. Step back with your left. Back into your high plank. Body all the way down to the ground. And chest up for cobra. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Squeeze your glutes to protect your lower back. And body all the way down. Extend your right arm out, pointing at 3 o'clock. Press into your left hand, twist your body. You can ground your foot or extend your left leg and ground the heel. You should feel this through your shoulders, your chest, a little bit through your left hip. And come back to the left. Switch and twist. Straighten out the right leg if you can. Ground the heel if that feels good. One more breath here. And come back. Onto your stomach for one more cobra. Press hands into the ground, shoulders down, away from your ears. Squeeze your butt. And tops of the feet into the ground. Okay, slowly come into a seated position. Let's make a 90-degree angle with both of your knees, creating a perfect square in between your legs. From here, you can either ground both hands or ground one, but we're gonna start by opening up that right knee. Feel the outer hip stretch. drop the knee, and come back up. We'll go for 3 more. Link your breath up if you lost it. 2 more. And last one, give it a nice push. And all the way down, ground that knee, shift forward just a tiny bit towards your left knee and elevate the back foot, pivoting on your knee. I used to cramp up so much doing this. I could barely get it off the ground. Let's go for 1 more. I hope you're doing great, guys. Keeping up. Switch sides. Okay, left knee opens for 1. Syncing up your breath. Exhale in the open. Inhale as you come down. Let's go for 1 more. Ground the knee, shift forward towards your right knee. Elevate the back foot. What this movement, what this mobility exercise is doing, it is mobilizing the left hip, stretching the right hip at the same time. So big bang for your buck, guys. Last one. And good. Okay. Come into a seated position, straight legs, tiny bend at your knees. Bring your chest forward towards your thighs. And hands back, behind your back. Hips up, squeeze your glutes. Head back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale during your transition. Exhale on the glute drive, on the hip press. 1 more. Inhale, transition. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Exhale, hip drive. All right, hips down. Lay on your back. We're going to finish up with some glute activation. So left knee is tucked in towards your rib cage. Right foot is planted on the ground. So the further the right foot is from you, the more hamstrings are going to activate. All right, drive your hips up. Left knee is constantly tucking in towards your ribs. That's going to protect your lower back and activate the glute on the right side. Hold here. Slowly drop and press. Hold. Drop. And exhale, press. Inhale, drop. Exhale, press. 1 more. And hold it. 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Left heel grounded. Right knee tucked towards your ribs. Hips up. Squeeze your left glute. Inhale as you drop slowly. Control it. Feel the glute. Lowering your hips. Exhale, push. On this one, go as high as you can, guys. Even if it's a couple inches off the floor is okay. Your hips are still working. You know, it's a relative intensity. Let's stop here. Ground both of your feet. So we're going into a double-legged hip bridge. Toes up, dig your heels into the ground and pop your hips up, driving your knees out. And the sensation of pulling your heels up towards your shoulders should light up your hamstrings. So you should immediately feel them here. That's intense. If you feel like one side is a little turned off, try to focus on that side of your glutes or your hamstrings. Deep breath for 3, 2, and 1. All right, good. Awesome, guys. Hips down. And slowly bring your knees up to your chest. Grab your shins and start rocking back and forth for just a few. And on the last one, come all the way up. Balance on your hips. If you can, straighten out your legs into a boat pose, arms extended forward. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. All right, that is it. All right, mi gente, that is your warm-up. I hope you're ready to roll. I'm feeling pretty loose and warmed up, so I hope you have a great workout. Let's go out there and crush it.